Alrighty, hey everybody, how's everyone doing? I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. This is my first exchange chat. I am your new Director of Communications on the Student Assembly Board of Directors. My name is Alexis Morgan, and I'm here tonight with Dara Shaw, who just passed the boards. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Yay! So Dara was our previous physical therapy delegate in the board this past year. And so we've got this flash action strategy going on, and we just had to talk to Dara because she knows all about this, and it's such a great way such a great way for all of us to get together and to learn more tonight. So with that being said, we've also got Brooke McIntosh on here, who was the former Director of Communications, and we are all just super excited to talk to everybody tonight. Be sure to use hashtag XChangeSA on Twitter to join the conversation, and we're going to have a great time tonight. Alrighty, so let's just go ahead and introduce yourself, Dara, and tell us just a little bit more about you.
Sure. Like Alexis said, my name's Dara Shaw. I'm a third-year DPT student at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and I'm graduating in a month.
Yay!
And I just passed my boards.
That's awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead and just give us a brief overview of the flash action strategy. What is it? Everybody's talking about it on Twitter, and I have no idea what it is. I'm sure that's what a lot of people are saying.
Sure. So the Flash Action Strategy was actually created by the Student Assembly Board of Directors 3 years ago. And it was created to create hype and excitement and create advocacy efforts for students to participate in. So this action strategy is actually specifically geared toward students and geared toward the Student Assembly promoting certain bills and federal issues that are relevant each year. And so this year, the PT Workforce Act required extra attention. And so the APTA and the Student Assembly Board of Directors kind of came together and decided, well, this is great. Let's get the students involved. Let's teach students how to advocate. And this is just a great way to get thousands of students to come together and send letters to their representatives and their senators to support.
Great. Well, I think this is my first flash action strategy, and I can already tell just from today's the first day of the flash action strategy, and everybody is blowing it up on Twitter and on Facebook and just so excited. We've got family members supporting this and neighbors and friends, so it's not just APTA students that can get involved, right? It's everybody.
Exactly, and that's what we want. We want your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, everyone to get involved, because it's not just about us, it's about those that need the services that we provide in underserved areas. And so if you know a neighbor who has a friend that can't get PT services, well, they need to go ahead and log in and see and take action, and so they can send letters as well to support PTs being in underserved areas.
I love how easy they make it for us just to send the emails. They're already pre-made. You just go on there, click a few buttons, and then you've sent your legislators a letter, an email letter.
Absolutely. It took me, I think I timed myself, it took me like 29 seconds. It was like super easy, super quick, and you're making a huge difference in the future of our profession and being able to serve our patients, because as PTs, you know how much we care about our patients, and we spend a lot of time with our patients, and we want to give them good care, and we want them to be able to reach our services. And to be able to be added onto this bill would be a great asset just for patients everywhere that need physical therapy.
Absolutely. Well, everybody who's watching this video, go ahead and send out your questions to us on Twitter using the hashtag XChangeSA. You can go onto our Twitter page at APTASA and see more of the tweets and retweets that are on there. But let's go ahead and get some questions that we've already received from students, and let's get some answers. How about that?
Sounds good, Alexis.
Okay, so we've already kind of discussed who all can participate in the Flash Action Strategy. But how can we stay current in important issues in PT just in general?
That's a great question. So one of the places I always go to is www.apta.org/federal-issues. And so those are the national issues that are occurring right now that you can click on, like the Medicare Repeal Act and the concussion management, and then of course the National Health Service Corps loan repayment program. Those are all issues that are occurring right now. And then the app. So download the P-Team app and stay current that way. That's the easiest and quickest way to stay involved with the federal and state issues that are occurring. And ultimately, you know, this is the future of our profession. Like, you have to advocate if you want to see our profession grow. And so I just encourage students to download the app or go onto the website and just stay current on what's going on in our profession, in the government and during state issues and federal issues.
Yes, that's great. We definitely have great resources through the APTA, and it's again an easy way to stay informed. What makes it an underserved area? What does that mean?
So I actually have the website pulled up on what is an underserved area, and I'll just read kind of right off the bat here. Let's see. So the website, actually, if you go to www.apta.org/federal-issues and click on the Education and Workforce legislation, you can see what qualifies as an underserved area, and if an underserved area is, you know, near you or somewhere that you're looking to work in. I didn't know that almost every county in the state of Alabama is underserved. And so you can actually go to the website and you can click on the link that shows the underserved areas, and you can tell where all the underserved areas in the nation are. So I just encourage you to kind of use that website, because it has all that information on what qualifies as an underserved area and where those underserved areas are.
That's great. That's awesome. I had no idea that was out there ready for us to look it up. So cool. Who all is included with the NHSC? And remind me what the NHSC is.
Sure. So the NHSC stands for the National Health Service Corps.
Okay.
And so some of the professions included are physician assistant, dental hygienist, dentist, licensed clinical social worker, psychiatrist, psychologist. So yeah, those are all people that are actually professions that are eligible for the National Health Service Corps. So it seems very obvious that PT should be added too.
We definitely need to be added to that. Every other healthcare provider is on there.
Yeah, there are.
We're getting a few questions coming in from Twitter, so I'm just going to go ahead and interrupt and ask a few that are coming from students from all across the country right now. So we have a student, her name is Robin, and she's asking, or she says, I plugged into the Flash Action Strategy. People thought it was already a thing and knew PTs who were doing this. Is it a state/company directed or not national is what they're asking?
So no. So why we call it the Flash Action Strategy is you could have taken action any time before the 4th and 5th. But why we call it the Flash Action is that we're getting thousands of letters from everywhere to come in at one time. So we're bombarding everyone in DC right now. And so that's why we call it the Flash Action Strategy, is that we're doing it all at once. Thousands of letters are going out. But it doesn't mean that you couldn't have taken action before this. You could have. But the reason we do
we have another great question coming in. So, oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We're causing ruckus. I just wanted to ruckus.
Last time. Okay, are we good? All right. So another great question that's coming in, it comes from Jennifer, and Jennifer asks, what's your strategy to get students involved with the Flash Action Strategy? Is it social media, passing around the iPad, hashtag spread the word? So can you guys give them some good tips on how to get students involved?
Well, I'll go ahead and start with that, Dara.
Sure.
My thing is social media. With the Director of Communications, that's a big part of my role in our board of directors. And so we have definitely been utilizing social media. But also, I love your idea of passing around an iPad in your class, or even taking it a little bit further and setting up a station. Say you're not in the classroom right now. Let's set up a station at your clinic where you're working, and you can get every patient who walks in to sign the bill or sign the email and send the email in. You can get all of the office workers and everybody who walks through, send those letters. So passing around an iPad is great, social media is great, but also just acting where you are right now. Dara, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I just think personal contact is super important, and so I actually personally messaged a lot of people that I met at conferences and met at the recent National Student Conclave, and just kind of briefly told them the importance of it, and I just thought that it would be really helpful if they participated. And so just kind of reaching those personal connections that I made throughout my career as a student. I just tried to do that too. So not necessarily just my classmates, but students all over the nation. And it was a way to keep in touch with them, so I liked it.
Yeah, that's great. I know Cindy, who is our current PT delegate, she started a challenge this morning, and a lot of us have been challenging 5 friends on Twitter to challenge 5 more friends to take action. So another way social media is utilized. Do we have any more questions on Twitter, Brooke?
Yep, we've got 2 more good questions that are coming through.
Okay, let's get them.
Star, can you mute me for a second?
Yeah.
I think we were getting some feedback. Are we still getting it?
Are we getting what? I'm sorry.
Some feedback. Are you still hearing the echo?
I'm not hearing an echo.
Okay.
We're good.
So Luke asked, what is the status right now of the app?
So right now, you can go again to the website that I've been talking about, and you can go to appa.org/federal-issue, and you will see where it says the PT Workforce Act. And you can go all the way down, and you'll see where it says current co-sponsors. And so you can click on the House of Representatives and the Senate co-sponsors and see if your state representative or senator have co-sponsored the motion.
Okay. That's good. We've got some great questions on Twitter. Everybody is very excited about it, huh? Let's see. Hang on just a second. How often do we do the flash action strategies?
So it's really on a need basis. We only do it if there is a bill that is out there that really it needs to gain traction and really needs the support of the constituents. And so this year, we just really felt like this was a great time to pull the flash action strategy at this time because we needed traction with this bill. We needed more co-sponsors. And so it's really a need basis. I mean, if there's nothing that requires attention immediately, then we won't have one. But if there's something that students just really need to voice their opinion on and really need to get traction in DC, then we have them. So it really just depends every year. We may have 2, we may have none.
Alexis, I think you're muted still.
Oh, yeah, I was muted.
So we have a few really great questions coming in. Alexis,
Okay.
mute back. There we go. It's just a little bit of feedback, so we'll fix it by just muting. Okay, so Dara, I think I misread Robin's question to you earlier. So what she was actually asking is, she said, that she had heard of PTs working in rural areas and having student loans reimbursed. So will this bill make it a national program?
Exactly, Robin. That's exactly what it would do. So yeah, those are, yeah, like if they get repaid to serve underserved areas, usually it is like a company thing that they get repaid loans without it even being an underserved area. So yeah, that is really company based. This would be a national federal bill that would be passed. So it would be government issued. I hope that makes more sense for you.
Brooke, do we have any more questions on Twitter?
We do have one more before I let you take some more from students that you had already had. Jillian asked, does PT advocacy for this bill stop after November 5th?
Absolutely not. Advocacy never stops. You always should be advocating for our profession. And so, no, I mean, it doesn't stop. So whatever you can do, talk to your representatives, like give them a call. Anything you can do to further the support for this bill, do it. This is not the only time. So no, never stop advocating for our profession.
That's great. So, Dara, tell us a little bit about your experience with PT Day on Capitol Hill.
Sure. So for those of you that don't know, PT Day on Capitol Hill happens actually every year. And so it used to previously be called Federal Advocacy Forum. This year it's called PT Day on the Hill. It's where all PTs from all over the nation come to Washington, D.C. to talk to their respective House of Representatives and senators. And so my experience, this was my first PT Day on the Hill this year, and it was an amazing experience. I had been to D.C. before, but never really to advocate for anything, and it just hooked me. I was just absolutely hooked for advocating for our profession and seeing growing our profession. And so I just totally encourage everyone out there, not just students. I mean, PTAs who are not involved with advocacy. That it just truly makes a difference. And ultimately, we're here to take care of our patients. And so advocating for the profession and growing the profession is ultimately going to help us take care of our patients better. And that's what I'm all about. I want to take care of my patients. And so if I can do that by advocating for PT in DC, let's do it. Let's do it together.
That's right. So are there any other legislative actions that we can take other than this one that we're doing the Flash Action Strategy for?
So for the Flash Action Strategy, I mean, we're focusing on the bill, you know, in terms of the Flash Action Strategy, that's the one that we want to work on. But there are, when you go in to take action, you see other bills that you can take action for. So while you're at it, you might as well go ahead and take action on those too. You're there. But for the Flash Action Strategy, it's specifically for the bill we've been talking about. But you know, that doesn't mean that you can't take action on the other bills mentioned when you go into the Legislative Action Center.
Yeah, that's a really great way to do it, and like you said, on that app, it's super easy just to click, 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 and you're done. And if it only took 30 seconds with this Flash Action Strategy, so less than 3 minutes, and you've made a big difference. That's really cool.
So we have a lot of the same question that keeps coming in from Twitter, and a lot of students are asking, What's the status of this bill presently?
Yeah, and that's what I kind of mentioned before. When you go to apta.org/federal issues and go down to the PT Workforce Act, you will see the co-sponsors for this bill currently. So when you click on that, you can see who has co-sponsored this bill already. So you can see if your representative or senator has already co-sponsored. So you can see the status that way. In terms of who has already co-sponsored. I hope that makes sense to everyone. If not, tweet me and I'll get back to you.
Any more questions on Twitter, Brooke? Thank you for looking out for that.
Sorry, I was chatting and I was turned off. So a lot of students are asking where they can find that link, Dara, that you were seeing with all the underserved areas listed.
Let's see. Y'all are testing me today with my knowledge.
And we have quite a few live viewers right now. I can see it in the bottom box here. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and jump on Twitter and use #ExchangeSA, and we'll be sure to answer them right here.
I will get, Brooke, why don't we continue the questions and Alexis, and I'll post, oh, I found it. Okay, here we go.
Yay.
We're all ready for it. hpsafind.hrsa.gov. And that's where you can find all of the health professional shortage areas is what it's called, HPSA.
I saw a few maps going out. Kayla, our current president of our board of directors in the student assembly, she was posting a map on there, and there's a, if you go to her Twitter, she's got the website on her tweet as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Kayla.
Yes, thank you. So, Dara, you may want to clear this up. So there's a few students asking questions. They're asking if the bill cuts anything from anywhere else. Can you explain to them a little bit about how great this bill is, because it is budget neutral?
Yeah, absolutely. So what the Senate and House of Representatives does is when they get a bill, they decide, you know, is it going to cost them money or not? And so the Senate has decided that it's budget of, you know, explaining that further. Sorry, I'm not your person. I don't know any further than that. I do know that it is budget neutral and that it should not cost anything if they pass this bill.
Okay, this is great. We've got a lot of people talking on Twitter and a lot of people viewing here. This is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm super excited that people are excited about advocating for a profession and just really ignited with this Flash Action strategy. I just, this is my third one.
We can't hear Dara.
Yeah. This is my third one, so I'm super pumped that so many people are PT advocacy.
Yeah, that's great. It's so fun to see all of us students getting involved in this. We make up a majority of the APTA members as a whole, so all of us joining together, we can really make a huge impact, not only for our patients but also for the physical therapists that are out there practicing, and they see our passion and excitement that we bring to the field and to advocacy, and we can inspire them. A lot of times they inspire us, but here we are turning the tables. Alrighty, does anybody have any other questions? If you do, send us the questions at hashtag #ExchangeSA on Twitter. And if you're having conversations, don't forget to put that that hashtag on there. That way we can follow it. Also, as you're tweeting about PT advocacy, go ahead and put the hashtag PT advocacy on your tweets. That just kind of ties them all together, and it shows everybody just how excited we all are about it.
Maybe Dara just did a phenomenal job answering everyone's questions they don't even have anymore, and that's okay too. Alexis? There you go.
Oh, well, tell us about your experience as the PT delegate this past year on the board of directors.
Sure. This is a good question for this chat because I think a lot of people don't really understand what the delegate is, and a lot of people think that the delegate is the one it's a good time for me to kind of clear up that in terms of like advocacy and what the PT delegate does. So the student PT delegate is the representative within internally within the APTA. So we're a representative for the students within the governing body of APTA. And PT advocacy is externally. We're advocating for PT to people, to our senators, to our House of Representatives, to other people. So a lot of people think like, oh, the student PT delegate is the one that advocates for PT, but everybody should be advocating for physical therapy. Every single student, every single board, a student on the Student Assembly Board of Directors, but specifically for my job, I voice the opinions of the students in the House of Delegates internally within the APTA. And my experience doing that is remarkable. I encourage any student, if you can attend the House of Delegates, do it, and you'll never look back, and you'll go to every single House of Delegates there is from now till forever.
That's so cool how passionate you are about it. I can just see it in your eyes and in your smile. You're just like, yes, give me another one.
So guys, yeah, I have a question, and it comes from Michael. And Michael says, legal issues may seem a little confusing or daunting to some students. What would you suggest to help understand proposed bills?
Right. Michael, it's daunting to me. Even before this chat, I was like, I don't know that question and how everything in Washington, D.C. works. It is. It's very daunting. And I would say that do your research. I've been mentioning wanting to help your patients, then taking 10 minutes out of your whole week to do a little research and read upon bills, it's not a hard task. And also, there's a lot of people that are older and wiser than us, and I always turn to them for information, and always just try to kind of, try to soak in all the wealth that they have, wealth of knowledge that they have to offer. So that's what I encourage people to do. Like, it is a daunting task, but there's so many people out there to help you. So just use that and use the resources that you have. Because it is important. I think it's just for people to understand the value of what PT advocacy is and why it's important to understand it. And then if you understand the value, you don't mind putting in a little bit of time.
That's right. Who are some of the people that you look up to in physical therapy with PT advocacy? Are they on Twitter? Can we follow them? Can we get more information here?
Absolutely. Sharon Dunn, president of the APTA. Y'all should all follow her because she is an awesome advocate for us. And I can't tell y'all enough how much she supports students. And so tweet her, ask her. She's so willing to answer any questions. And then just one of my other mentors is Janine Gunn. She is our advisor. And, Alexis, you're advisor for the Student Assembly Board of Directors. I mean, she's absolutely amazing, and she just has so much knowledge, and I soak up everything I can from her. And so anytime I ever have a question, I always just kind of go to her. And then, of course, my professors. They always kind of taught us to advocate for PT and just be always kind of go to my professors too. And we're so lucky that we have Twitter. You can post a question about anything and someone will answer. So just using social media is great as well.
That's good. Okay, Brooke, do you have any more questions? I'm seeing some more questions popping up on Twitter. Let's hear them.
Yep, I got a few more things coming through. So there was a little bit of buzz around whenever Dara was first talking kind of about budget neutral. And I don't know if maybe we didn't do a great job of explaining it, but so I'll just run through it really quick. So the thing with this bill being budget neutral is there's a pot of money for people who are currently serving in underserved areas, and physical therapists aren't even an option to receive any of that money. So it wouldn't take away from any other programs that were out there. It would just allow us to be players in the game, so to speak. So that is one thing that was kind of popping around, but I just wanted to offer another viewpoint for it. So Dara did explain it beautifully, but just another viewpoint.
No, that was so much better. Thank you. That was great.
So we're getting a few other questions in. You're welcome, Dara. One, Scott. Scott asked, what kind of impact could the flash action strategy have? Then it says a little stinger there, Scott. Didn't the therapy cap miss repeal this year by only 2 votes?
Yeah, but isn't it awesome that we got that close? We wouldn't have come that close if it wasn't for us advocating for it. And so, what was the first part of that question?
It was, what kind of impact could the FAS have? And I know we all get very fired up about the therapy cap, so it's easy to forget the question.
Yeah, we can have a huge impact. I mean, imagine, they're sitting at DC receiving thousands of letters, and we already do have a lot of co-sponsors, and we just need that little edge. And we need them to hear that we're serious. Like, students are serious about this. PT PAC posted a tweet earlier that 600 students have already submitted letters in one day. And so tomorrow we need 1,600 more. My goal was 5,000 letters. I mean, make a ruckus up there. Make them change. Let's make some moves here. And I think we can do it. I really do.
That's awesome. I'm trying to get okay. So I have another question, Dara. So Brian asked, does this bill help PTs with opening up new clinics in underserved areas, or does it simply attract PTs to this area? So that might be a little vague question, but I think it could do both. I'll let you explain a little bit about it, though.
Yeah, honestly, Brian, I'm not 100% sure on that question. I would think that it means that it attracts PTs to underserved areas, not necessarily opening new clinics, but working through companies that are kind of already in the area. Not to say that you can't open a new clinic and work there, but to my personal viewpoint on what the bill is saying, I'm thinking that PTs can go there to go ahead and work for companies that are kind of already there.
Yes, and it definitely does attract the PTs to those underserved areas. So you are definitely right in that regard, Brian. Brooke, are there any more questions?
All I'm really seeing right now on the feeds, but oh, go ahead, Alexis. Sorry.
You're fine.
So, Alexis, I think that this is actually a great place to kind of start wrapping up. I mean, our conversation doesn't have to stop here, though. This is a conversation that we can keep going on Twitter, that we're going to, this is going to keep happening for a long time, especially until this bill gets passed. So, Alexis, I'll kind of let you take it over.
Okay, thank you everybody who's joined us tonight. Be sure to send the link out to your friends and let them watch it later on. It will be on our YouTube channel, and we'll put the link out for you to watch later on our social media. So just watch out for that and send it around to your friends. Let everybody know. We've still got all day tomorrow and all night tonight to send those emails to our legislators. So let's keep it strong with our flash action strategy, and let's make a difference. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and we will see you again. Enjoy your conversations on Twitter. Keep it up.
Yeah, I just encourage you guys to also ask people questions that I wasn't able to completely answer for you. So keep the conversation going, post on Twitter, ask your professors, ask other people that you know that know a lot about how things work. So good luck. Hashtag PC advocacy.
That's right. All righty. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Dara. And thank you, Brooke, for your help on my first exchange essay chat as Director of Communications.
Awesome.
Thank you all for being here.
Good night.